Don't mess with me. I'm one crazy moofoo.
All rise and like, subscribe, and bang the gavel, baby.
Click, 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 click.
I was gonna say now's the time for everything to mess up, but seems to be working, I guess.
Looks like we're doing all right.
All right, guys. Hey, we got a case, and I've got a makeshift studio in the basement. So far, it's working. You see how bald I am? It's very balding, but
Pointing out all his finest features right
oh,
away.
it's annoying. We were at a casino the other day, and they've got this. When you go up to the cash machine, they have this very terrible video that's like right above you. So that's all I see. Anyways, welcome to We Got a Case. I hope can you hear me all right?
Absolutely perfect.
Good.
Creedence.
All right, it's working. Shoots to the rooster. Sorry, I don't have your sound effect.
Cock-a-doodle
Look
doo.
that out quite yet. So let's jump in. We're gonna jump into mine. It's a landlord. Are we on yours? Yeah, no, we're on mine. It's a landlord-tenant thing where they were talking about somebody that's very trashy. It's my grandma. We're bottom of grandma and grandpa's house. Yes, in a bar with liquor that's older than me.
I know you're just sitting on your computer in your basement.
Oh yeah, now legit. Like yeah. No hot pockets.
Exposed.
But I do have a card that I found, a sports card of Mr. Rogers, which I think is very odd.
What team did Mr. Rogers play for?
The Penguins, apparently.
Oh, I had no idea.
The Penguins on the bottom.
Oh,
I'm not
good.
sure.
I hope
Yeah,
his
look.
statistics were good.
And a Wayne's World VHS factory seal. And money from somewhere I don't know. Anyways, let's get into it. We got a case. Good to see everybody. Glad this is working.
I am too.
That was quite a thing. But let's jump in and see what's going on. To Judge, I'm mistaken.
Why were you not paying the property taxes on it?
Because I didn't have any income. I didn't go
You
to school.
dumb son of a bitch.
I didn't have any
I didn't start
income.
working. I was on disability for 26 years.
You hear me? 26. Yana.
All right. So you're working now, though, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right.
2 days a week.
At Wendy's.
All right. And you getting Social Security too?
No,
How old are you?
not 60.
Okay. I don't have anything else, Your Honor.
She don't like him, huh?
Oh, I don't
All
believe
right.
so.
Thank you very much. The court is satisfied. Mr.
Are you
Stewart,
sure,
any
Judge?
other witness?
No, Your Honor, I believe the court already ordered the place sold, and you have the information now that it should be sold at the existing listing number.
Hold on, Mr. Stewart. Mr. McNeil still has opportunity. Mr. McNeil, do you have a
I'm
witness?
sorry.
Thank you, Nate.
Yeah.
Do you have a witness, Mr. McNeil, or
No.
anything? Your case?
Can I confirm with my client real quick, Your Honor, just to see what can I?
That's fine. That's
They
fine.
just want to sell her
Stand
place,
by.
man.
That sounds it.
They're done. She ain't paid any taxes for 26 years. Is that what they're
Judge
believing?
mistaken had enough of her. Walter, she's been working,
26 years. Mr. D. Mr. Big D. Swinging Big D.
everything just got awkward and quiet now.
Yeah, very awkward and quiet. I feel like all of a
Glenn.
sudden things are about to go crazy when they come back. But that lady is mad as hell.
So must be that's like the attorney that was in question. Well, let's jump over to yours to see what's going on. If Judge I'm mistaken comes back, we'll do that. Oh,
Cute bunch. Nobody wants to talk here. They're all being quiet.
he's got a little something down there.
Well, he is obviously a jazz musician, Creed.
Why?
Yeah,
Because
just-
he has a mop on his head?
They don't give those beards to just anybody.
Yeah, Kresk, I don't think you're going to have any Creed frames, unfortunately. You'll have many disruptions. You'll see me running in and out, answering questions, doing things, because we're in the middle of a giant project.
Are you guys gonna do like a? Why'd they go quiet over here when we show up?
I don't know. The minute we go on, of course, both courts that we pulled out, it's fine. All right. Look at you over at Twitch. I love it. Mikey was telling me he was very confused.
Your Honor, the statement in front of the court.
A lot of stuff comes from Twitch. You don't know what the hell it is.
Right.
Cheers and bits.
Christy, today is not a beautiful day where I'm at. It's like 32 degrees and still snowing.
It's not 32 degrees here, but it's cold enough that I got the under desk heater running.
No, when you should get one of those things to make it wear like GNS and it looks like you're breastfeeding.
Is that a? You put a heating pad over his shoulder?
No, Mavis. Angela, hello.
This judge is as perplexed as Mr. Judge Mistaken over there.
I guess so. Nice printer she's got there.
Look at the guy. He's just like twiddling his thumbs. He's like, do. Let's go. Anybody, anytime now. Let's go. This guy looks like he might have been in trouble for Twitch is the place to be. Well,
Yeah,
I
look
hope
at you.
so.
6 of you over on Twitch. That's a pretty big party there. I like that.
There was 17 people there yesterday.
So
Hey, Tammy T.
history on this matter, this has been pending for over 2 years.
Correct.
You were out on warrant for a period of time. You reappeared. Your release
Arr.
conditions were
Arr.
increased at that time. This is the 3rd pretrial release violation on your
That's not good.
case. You were just in front of the court recently, within I'd say the past week or so.
I'm sorry,
Were
Angela. We'll
ordered
try.
at that time to contact pretrial release that day.
Yeah, I meant to call, but I went back to
Oh.
work and was working.
Nothing. Yeah, I went back to bed.
Just kind of spaced it out from working.
26 years, Your Honor.
Okay.
Spacing it out.
I
So
promise
I'm
you, as
going
soon as I get off the phone, I'll call and I'll go down there. Like, I haven't been drinking. I haven't been doing anything, ma'am. Like,
I'm just high because I'm talking so low
So
and
here's what I'm
slow.
going to do. I'm going to indicate here that this is a last chance reassignment on your pretrial release
last
because
chance.
Mr. LaBeouf being out on supervised release,
Mr.
sir, that
LaBeouf.
is an alternative.
Kresk, it was good
to
from,
being in custody,
South Carolina to West Virginia,
assure
West
your
Virginia to
compliance with
New York.
court orders, to assure that your appearance at future court
Last
dates
chance.
occurs. Okay,
Last
that's
chance.
an alternative to being in custody.
Tonight
while
we
your
were late
case
today
is
too.
pending. Okay,
It's all
Mhm.
good.
so that's why I'm
Hey.
not,
CB
come
radio
hard on
show.
you, come down hard on you, sir. I'm just saying that
CB radio.
this is getting a little ridiculous. So
I understand.
if there's not compliance,
sorry, Mom.
with your pretrial
I know.
conditions, which have been modified,
not
they
drunk
are
today, though, Mom.
appropriate.
I mean, Judge.
And if you can't comply with that,
He's got a sweet ass
then
chain on.
fair warning, sir, that
Mikey's gotta
at
sing the
some
hallelujahs.
point
I
you will
don't
be
have any,
taken
sorry.
into custody. Bail will be set.
Thank you, Robert.
Okay, this is a last chance reassessment.
I am ready for if anybody sends anything on Twitch though.
I know your attorney
I'm
has
ready.
gone over the phone number with you that you need to. These are the rules that you need to abide by while your case is pending. All right.
understand, man. There's no
All
excuse.
right,
Dripping,
sir.
son.
Yes, ma'am.
Got that drip drip.
Okay.
Lisa's
I love
having
it.
Thanksgiving tonight.
A trial setting, Mr. Nichols, you
Love it.
indicated that that was a
Love
good
turkey.
date for you. That was August 4th was the request for the trial date.
Oof.
That's crazy.
Yes, Your Honor. No objection. August
Okay.
Okay,
and then,
is that
makes
something
Megan
coming
next
from
July
Twitch, I'm guessing?
25th.
A cheer, Creed?
I don't know
Maybe.
what the hell's a cheer.
Speedy here, Mr. LaBeouf.
Okay, I like that. Hello, Terminator.
Okay, we will need to do a waiver. Mr. LaBeouf, you have the
Oh.
right to be tried within 90 days.
I don't think we're
of the
gonna have
date of your
any
arraignment.
Nightbot stuff because I'm
We
on
ask the
not on
court
our
to go
normal.
outside of those 90 days.
Oh,
for
I had so
whatever
much Nightbot
reason.
stuff
The
yesterday.
court can
Oh, then
accommodate
maybe
that
you're
with
right.
a waiver of speedy trial, which just means that so that you
We don't have
understand your right and that
that
you
set
are
up properly.
okay with the court resetting your 90-day clock.
I'm
The
Batman.
next time you are in court, in your case, that would be July 25th. Do you understand your right, sir?
Is that two people
Yes,
riding a
ma'am.
horse or one, Creed? I
Okay, and
can't
do you have
tell.
any questions about that, sir?
On
Where?
his shirt,
No, ma'am.
on his shirt, Mr. Buff
Okay.
shirt.
Then I'll find your waiver.
big fan
to
of
be
that sport
knowingly,
polo, you know.
intelligently, and
I
voluntarily
think that's
made.
two guys riding one
We'll
horse.
set the matter for
Two guys,
trial.
one
Your
horse.
next court
Maybe.
date's gonna be July 25th. That's 8:30.
Same direction
That will be
or
over Zoom.
back to back?
Well, you know, back
And
to
then your
back.
trial date is August 4th at 8:30, sir. That will be in person.
Okay, ma'am.
All
I
right,
know,
we're gonna
Judge. I
send this
didn't show up 3 other
information,
times, but
to your attorney.
just one more
You will need
chance.
to, again, contact pretrial release today.
Welcome to court.
To
Yes,
get
ma'am.
in contact. And again, this is indicated as a last chance on your pretrial release, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
He looks
All
like
right,
a real
sir, thank you
douche,
very
by the way.
much. You may disconnect.
He does.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a good day.
They are back on over here. Let's see what's happening with her.
Judge mistaken.
Oh boy, this is a mess here. Okay.
I have never known in the state of in history of anyone that can sell something that is not theirs. I made an investment years ago with Bob. I've made several with him through the years. And
Look at the judge's face. Like,
All right, so you're claiming an interest. So just
the bad thing is I made an investment on this property and obviously it has just went downhill now.
all right. So Ms. Gallegos, my question is, yes, you have an interest. Is that correct? You
My
believe you have
God,
an interest in the property.
Vicky.
All right.
Yes,
And are you in a position, you acknowledge that the property has degraded, if you will. There's been waste and other damage to
Get
the
better,
property
Vicky.
that has lowered the
oh
value.
no.
Is that correct?
Hang in there.
yes,
All right. Are you in a position to finance renovations to improve the quality and condition of the property so that it might be sold for a higher amount?
I don't want to invest anymore in it.
Okay, my question is not whether you want to. My question is would it be feasible? Do you have the financial means to finance a
I hadn't asked what
renovation
you
of the
wanted to
property?
do.
I do, depending on the amount of it.
All right. What would be the upper limit, in your estimation, in your opinion, of what you could finance in terms of renovation of this property?
$15, $20 tops.
I would say, I mean, I would actually rather invest in something else
I'd
than
rather flush it down the
put
toilet.
more money into that property.
Again, iPhone, not the question.
Approximately 15,000.
All right. And would that be a situation where you would have to get a loan for that, or do you have the cash on hand to make
Cash
that-
on hand.
All right. Very well.
Oh, sugar mama.
All right,
Are
thank
you
you very
single?
much.
You're welcome.
Your Honor, can I cross?
Proceed.
Oh, Judge, I didn't want to call my client. Now we're doing cross-examination. The court wanted to ask her a question, and I don't think it's subject to cross-examination now.
Well, Mr. McNeil, he could have called your client as a witness. This is a
But he didn't.
Right, but now that I've asked questions, both counsel, I think, have a right to follow up on my questions. So within that scope, Mr. Stewart, within the court's scope, you did not call before you rested. So Mr. McNeil's correct.
Fight.
Your questions need to be limited to the scope of the court's questions. Proceed.
Ms. Gallegos, if I understood your testimony, you don't believe it's a good investment to put more money into this house, correct?
I don't at this time.
Thank you. That's all I have, Your Honor.
All right, very well. All right,
You
Mr.
knocked that
McNeil,
one out of
do
the
you have
park.
anything else?
Stewart.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, so I
This
don't
judge
need
is
to hear
so
argument. Obviously, the court heard the testimony. And so, my choices, I have two choices, right? One is enforce the current order, sell the property as is in its current condition, and then the
Right.
proceeds be held in the registry of the court or in one of the attorney's trust accounts pending trial on the quiet title. That's option number one. Option number two is I can
Cold and
order
snowy.
renovations
Terrible.
and funds to be expended to improve the condition of the property to then increase its value per the testimony of the expert, of the realtor, and have it listed for a higher amount, of course, and that benefits both parties as well. So a quick sale benefits the parties in that
KG?
the money will be obtained faster, and the other option results in a delay in the proceeds being distributed, but a higher amount of funds, clearly. right? Though I think
Believe it.
everybody's on the same page on that point. So
The judge is so animated.
He is. I like him.
Your Honor, I would direct the court to pay attention that while he said, yes, it could, and it might, his recommendation was not to spend any more money, to list it at the current price and let the market bid the price up as to what's currently happening in today's real estate market and
That's everybody
get us a
else's
price
problem.
where it should sell. And it appears that both of our clients agree with that. They don't want to put any more money into the property. If the court made that decision, it would be going against the expert's recommendation and the only parties to the property's desire.
And my other concern about your potential ruling, and I don't have a clairvoyance or anything, is I would hate to have Miss Gallegos be told she has to invest her money in this property, and Miss Burns been told she doesn't have to invest her money, even though I find her testimony very uncredible that she moved somebody in.
Yes.
She doesn't know who their names are. They didn't pay rent, and she wasn't working at the time. And so therefore she didn't have any money and she can't pay any money. If the court's going to order renovation, it should be
both of these
50-50
people
at a
own
minimum.
Yeah.
And I would argue even more so because Miss Burns was able to convert all of those rental proceeds. So
all right, so then that makes my decision pretty easy then. All right, so the expert opinion is to sell it as is. Neither party wants to invest any more money, which is a shame because I think Mr. Miller is correct. If the money were invested to rehab the property, it would sell. From what I understood of his numbers and his figures, and I think he's being conservative, I do believe that it would be a smart investment. I think the sale price of the home, once it's renovated, would be far exceed the cost of that renovation. That being said, neither party wants to go that route, and Mr. Miller wants a quick sale as well. So
in other words,
then
you're
I'm gonna
making
give
a
the parties
dumb
what they
decision.
want.
Yeah, if you put a
That's
couple
gonna be
bucks
my
in it,
order.
it'd
We
be
want
worth
properties to be sold as
millions.
is, and Mr. Miller is the expert. So whatever he believes the appropriate listing price is,
See,
the
no,
parties
my
don't
grandmother.
agree. So then
Close.
I'm going to defer to Mr. Miller. So he lists the property, whatever it sells for is whatever it sells for. If there's a dispute, like if there's an offer for less and the parties don't agree, then we'll have to have another hearing. But that's what I'm going to direct. List the property, what Mr. Miller indicated. Immediately, both parties cooperate with that listing, with the sale, and we'll go down the road. And then once the proceeds are
It must be a
realized,
lot of money.
the house is sold, that money needs to
Yeah.
go into the registry of the court or one of the
That's
attorney's
correct.
trust accounts. I don't care which one.
Funny
And
He's
if
gonna
one of
slip
them
it and
then
buy
we will
it
proceed to
cheap.
trial.
Right.
Is there a trial date
You already
currently
made a
set?
bid on it.
There is not, Your Honor.
All
I'm
right,
not aware of one.
I want a trial. I'm ordering a trial be set, submit. This matters. We're clearly ready for trial. Submit for dates, and there'll be a trial date set by the court administration. We'll go from there. All right, present an order.
Thank you,
Pamela?
Your Honor. And we'll throw in a tool belt if you want to get started on that rehab after you buy it.
So,
We were thinking the
Your
same
Honor,
thing.
Mr. Miller had indicated he thought comparables right now were right around the $90,000 range.
You
The
morons.
assessed value is at 82,000. So I'm hoping the court's not going to allow Mr. Miller to just kind of flip it himself for $50,000 and say, "Oops, I got you a buyer yesterday."
Not apparently what they were talking about.
there needs to be
put in a
some
little bit
measure
and-
of fair market
Not
value
enough money
for
be worth
both
something.
parties. I don't know what the judge is going to award for Miss Burns.
All
I
right.
mean, it seems like we need to have, instead of having a real estate agent say, call up his
Danny B?
friends who's maintaining a portfolio of rental properties and say, "Hey, guess what? I've got a cheap property I can flip for you." And I think there should be some baseline numbers. It protects both parties.
All right, so Mr. Miller gave a pretty wide range. He said that he thought his original listing price of $69,900 was reasonable. He also believes fair market value, the listing from the county, $82,000 is reasonable. He even said it could go as much as $90 in its current condition. So that's a pretty wide range. And the court doesn't have an objective measure other than the county assessed value. I don't have any other objective measure. So then the parties can't agree, and Mr. Miller was kind of non-committal. I guess I'm picking a number. And if I have to pick a number, that's the number I'm picking. County assessed. That'll be the listing price. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you, Your Honor.
And then
We'll
if-
put an order together.
Thank you. All right, so ordered.
Thank you,
I'll
Your
have
Honor.
He'll be buying that by the end of today.
His offer will be in before we know it, Creed. All right, so we had left, and as soon as we left this courtroom, I want you to keep an eye on the two people that come in, but especially the guy on the right.
Okay.
What he
And
does.
by the way, T, thank you. $5 super sticker. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. All right, here, right there, the guy, Candy
Do I have
Caster.
Jason Miller?
He's got something in his mouth, Creed.
Yes. Sorry, my
Swisher
phone
sweet?
died last time. Your
Okay,
Honor.
sir. I saw that. No, it's fine.
Watch
we
what
got you
happens
back.
when you
Okay,
realize
so
he's
Mr.
on
Miller,
camera here in a second.
your case was the request on your case was to set the matter for trial, I think on the August. No, I'm sorry.
I hope he wasn't there on
Missouri
drug
Which date did
charges.
you say? I thought August 4th, but maybe that's not correct.
Oh, no, Your Honor, it was June 30th.
June 30th.
He smokes a cigar like a real man, Mikey.
Yes, of course. And this guy lives in a
And
closet
Mr. Nichols, I'm
somewhere.
sorry. Remind me again whether or not that date works for the state.
On that in slow-mo.
Okay. All right, Mr. Miller. So in this case, your speedy is told, meaning it's not running, while you have some other matters that are pending. Your attorney has indicated that it's okay
You
with
seem been
defense
battering.
to go ahead and
Carrie?
recoup your speedy
Good
tolling.
boy.
So meaning it's not
I'm sure that
accruing.
Jason Miller wears
time, it's
dresses
just
in his off
you
time,
can
those
set your
ones that are
matter for
behind him.
trial, and speedy is not running
Listen,
at this point.
you live in your
okay?
mom's
Sir,
closet.
do you have any questions about that?
No, Your Honor.
Yeah, Jason's closet
Okay.
room.
And you're okay with the court setting your matter for trial on June 30th?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay. All right, so we will set the matter for June.
Carrie,
June
hallelujah.
30th.
Thank you for the stars on the Facebooks.
On June 21st.
He's in his
Both of those are at
Facebook
8:30. The June
for sale.
21st date is a
Does those
Zoom
videos.
date.
About to go
That's
live
your
in a minute.
readiness. And then
Cancel.
trial, if it
All
proceeds
up.
to trial, is June 30th, 8:30 in the morning, and that will be in person, sir.
Okay.
Okay, great. We will send this information to your attorney. Who will
The only place
provide
you
it
get
to you.
privacy.
If you have any questions, please
Bye-bye.
be in contact with your attorney, okay? Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Who's they? Villain.
Okay, do we have
Go ahead and just say me, Vinny. Get it over with.
Tyler Davis? Okay, and Ms. Ruffy-Poor, do you need to speak with Tyler Davis?
You party in the closet.
No, Your Honor, that's fine.
Okay,
Can we see our friend back that was just up here a second ago? He seems like a party.
I'm sorry. You were going to ask a question before I interrupted you.
Yeti cup for the judge.
Fake.
That's okay.
Schmetty.
It will come back.
Fetty cup.
Cheers.
Is that from
Your Honor,
the
this is
Twitch?
Simona Stroud. I lost connection. Was I called, please?
No, you were not yet.
No.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Oh,
What are cheers? Somebody tell me, please.
we tried to figure this out yesterday. They're going to explain to you. You're going to feel like an old
Okay,
person.
Tyler Davis?
Hallelujah.
Yes, sir. Can you hear the court?
Yes.
Okay.
Machine Gun
Okay,
Kelly
so
in court.
You are before the court today on a mandatory review.
Yes, I'm in a basement,
Attorney
Nate.
Ms. Ruffy-Poor is present, and Ms. Ruffy-Poor regarding mandatory in this matter.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Jules, I'm new at this. I
had
don't
tried
even
to
know what
cite the
they
matter
are.
on for
So.
a bail review, but because it was so close to the hearing, we weren't able to do so. Is the court willing to hear a bail review argument today?
This guy's got a waist like a woman.
I like the MGK reference.
Not usually without any notice of it, but if it's going to be brief.
Oh, those are
It
money.
will be brief, Your Honor.
Well, hallelujah. Sorry.
Okay, and
I got to train myself to look for them now. What it comes
Mr.
up for
Nichols, were
me
you
is
informed of a
it's
bail
just cheer
review
one.
hearing?
That's it.
So that means something.
Hallelujah.
It's a Twitch-hallelujah. All right. All right. So they're like stars.
Your Honor, he's held on a felony, possession of a stolen vehicle, on a $3,000 bail, is my understanding. On the charges that were here in front of the court now, there's two misdemeanor matters.
Call them
It's
string
a
bean.
$250 bail. I would ask the court to reconsider. He's not able to make any more than the $3,000 on his felony matter. I would ask the court to reconsider.
Can't got that MGK money.
Allowing him to be
Mhm.
released on his own recognizance on the misdemeanor charges.
Okay, Mr. Nichols, did you want to be heard?
You know,
Do you like my hair you're on?
She needs those AR lenses. So he's in
Wind.
there. He's
Look
in
at the
there
wind
on.
blowing through his hair.
Well, I mean, it makes him look hotter. Stolen car, but yeah, he has a few other little, just small matters to take care of here. 3,000
22 cycles.
$3,000 on a stolen car isn't that bad. I thought it'd be a lot more than that. But when you look that good, Creed, does it really matter?
I don't know, but this guy's hair over here is on point.
My computer is just like painstakingly slow, so that's what we're waiting on, folks.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. We're wondering.
Okay.
She's got
Well,
Mikey internet.
So is mine. So anybody who I missed the cheer one thing, I apologize.
Well, this is for you. Then.
Hallelujah. That's a makeup Twitch Hallelujah. I'm sorry. I didn't know. No idea. So
don't feel bad.
Scamming.
Yesterday was
we'll
rough.
Figure it out.
Yesterday was rough.
Figure it out. We'll learn together. While we wait for her computer, I guess we'll judge over to
judge over. Don't be judging.
We'll judge over to 36th District Court with Judge Lanice Bryant. See what's happening here.
You're trying to get to Miss Ritter. Get that over to her.
Absolutely, Your Honor. Thank you so much.
All right, you're so welcome. Have a great day and stay safe.
Thank you, Judge. Goodbye.
All right, you're welcome. Bond will continue.
Thank you, Judge.
Hell yeah, it is.
Welcome.
She's working it.
All right, Miss Quenisha Baltimore, you're all set. I guess I should have said you don't have to appear on that date if you don't want to, but you can appear if you want to.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Miss Scheib.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So Mr. Moore is back. I'm assuming someone spoke to him, but he's not on my docket. Do you know why the jail has brought him?
Mr. Moore is on the docket, but they had the wrong name for him at first, used from yesterday. It was Johnson.
I don't know. Where's Mr. Moore at on my docket?
He is.
Oh, he is. Yes, he is.
Jessica's got a
Yeah, and they had the wrong name for him at first. So
Jay Leno-esque face.
Right. And then there is a complaining witness.
That's not good when you're a woman.
Moore. Now, what I've noticed is that Mr. Moore is doing a lot of talking. And what I do understand is that Mr. Moore is in jail. Now, unless you tell me that Mr. Moore also has some mental health issues, I don't care if Mr. Moore is in jail. He's not going to be able to be disrespectful or disruptive to the court. He has to sit quietly and wait for his case to be called like everybody else.
One love, Your Honor. One love. Maybe it's just like.
Can this
shouting out
complaining
his
witness,
friend.
Mr. Bryant, please start their video? All right.
He's live from the CW. That's one of those free channels, isn't it?
Used to be.
Absolutely not. So
This
if anybody
is
wants
case
to
number-
explain that, they can in the chat.
Oh, before I do that, Ms. Ritter, let me ask a question. I'm sorry. With respect to the complaining witness, you have, oh, yes, so they're co-defendants, Moore and Shuford?
That's correct, Judge. Shuford is on the docket. However, I don't
She's
think
great.
I've
She's sassy.
ever seen a Shuford.
No, but he's a jailer. So that means I need counsel for Shuford.
That is
I would
correct.
need-
Judge.
Oh, I let all the counsel go.
I didn't notice Mr. Shuford.
I know, I didn't either. Okay.
Oh,
Mr. Moore, are you going to participate in court? Or am I going to remove you from the proceedings? Okay, I'm just asking.
Because he was laying back.
I have a lot of stuff on my docket, and I'm going to remove you. If you didn't, I'm going to remove you. I don't have time to do this today. Deputy.
Oh.
I was talking to the deputy, my bad.
I know, but stop talking to the deputy because your case is before me right now.
Yes,
so
ma'am.
You can't talk to the deputy.
Shut up.
Shut up. Deputy, is Mr. Schufert, do you also have a Mr. Schufert that you're going to be bringing before me?
Good so far. Emily flying in
they must not
Thursday
be
and
near.
doesn't have to wear a mask, I hear.
Deputy.
On the airplane.
Good times, good times.
Good times, good times.
Deputy, do you also have a Mr. Schufert, Michael Schufert that you're going to be bringing before me?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
Okay, they're cool.
She gonna behave.
Miss Muldrow, can you call Mr. Barton and see if he's possibly available to come back for Mr. Schufert?
Ain't nobody got time for this.
Yes, Judge, I will. All right. Okay, so then let's go ahead and handle Mr. Moore. But I guess what I want to know, I'm going to need to know some stuff so I can try to keep the two cases together. All right. Okay, so
Lady got
did I get to a
computer fixed yet?
Okay, appearances, please.
She'll have anybody.
For the record, calling the case because he was doing a lot of extra stuff. Maybe let me call it.
I don't believe so, Your Honor.
Case number 22445-7201. The People versus Tyrone Jeff Moore. Defendant is charged.
Good luck, Tyrone.
With assault and battery. Today is the day set for a pretrial conference. Appearances, please.
For the record, Your Honor, Christina Ritter on behalf of the people. I also have complainant number 1 present via Zoom this morning. Mr. Bryan, unmute yourself and state your name for the court.
Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself.
Is that the guy who got beat up?
Benny Lee Bryant Jr.
All right. And Mr. Bryant, before I continue with the case, I want to ask you a question, sir.
I am
Mr. Bryant,
in New York at my grandparents'
name. Sir, do you know me? Have you ever seen me at any family reunions, any family functions? Do I look familiar to you? I'm sorry.
No, ma'am.
Have you seen me at any family reunions? I've never heard that.
For the record as well, that Mr.
Have you ever received flowers?
Does not appear familiar to me. In fact, I've never been to a family reunion for the Bryant.
I thought you got your
family. I go to the family reunion for the Williams side of my family. But I don't know Mr. Bryant, and if we are some way related, I'm not aware of it. All right. Ms. Scheib, are you appearing on behalf of Mr. Moore?
Yes, Your Honor. Jessica Scheib, P number 81798 on behalf of Mr. Moore.
Stop
Mr. Moore,
day
please
drinking,
unmute yourself
Chuckle
and state
Swig.
Your name for the record.
He's fine versus
There's a couple.
And then, Ms. Ritter, you said that Mr. Bryant is a complaining witness. That means there are 2 complaining witnesses. So, who is the other complaining witness?
Judge complaining witness number 2 would be Mr. Derek Dunn. I know it's a heavy docket today, Judge, but I will note there are some unidentified devices in the waiting room.
Family, this stuff's 20, 30 years old.
Okay, we might not be able to do it today, but we'll see how I roll it with it.
The older the booze, the better, right?
Okay.
I
So,
don't think so.
Today is
No,
the day set for pretrial conference. How are we
No.
proceeding with respect to Mr. Moore?
Your Honor, I respectfully ask the court to set this matter for a final pretrial and dismiss move to dismiss the count against complaining witness, Mr. Dawn, since he's not present.
Today is the day set for
don't like
pretrial
you.
conference. The court is going to continue a not guilty plea on behalf of Mr. Moore. With respect to complaining witness number 1, Mr. Benny Bryant is present. And then with respect to complaining witness number 2,
it's
give me
the
the
same
name
last
again.
name. That's why she's saying that.
Mr. Derek Dunn. Judge.
Okay, all right.
You can call him
I
right
didn't
now,
know
Judge.
No, Mr. Bryant, that's not how court works. Don't
I'm
do
sorry.
that. Don't do that.
I apologize.
I'm
All
sorry,
right.
sister.
Derek, what's his last name, Miss Ritter?
Dunn.
Okay. So with respect to
I was
complaining
confused. I
witness
didn't
number
see his
2,
last
Derek
name.
Dunn, he is not
It makes
present.
sense why she was
This
asking.
judge has got a
As far as I
real
know,
weird way of
however,
asking
there are
questions.
Yeah.
several unidentified devices in
Have
the
you
waiting
and
room,
I
and I
ever had
simply don't have
sex?
time right
No,
now
Your
to
Honor.
go and
Just
see
want to
who
make
they
it
are.
clear on the
This is
record.
what I'm going to do. I'm
You
going
and
to
I ever
deny
been
defense
married?
counsel's motion for dismissal. I'm going to
We ever
grant,
live in the same place?
well, I would have given just an adjournment. However, what I'm going to do is set the matters for final
Well, it
pretrial
is never
conference. If one of these devices is not Derek
National
Dunn,
Garlic Day,
then
so,
Derek Dunn must be present for the final pretrial conference. All right. If one of the devices is Derek Dunn, then his obligation to appear before the court has been satisfied. However, we will get to that when we can identify those devices. The court is going to set a final pretrial conference.
Should we
Whenever
move to
you-
something else? Because there's like
Yeah,
nothing.
whenever you want to
Right.
jump in a rabbit hole, I got one for you over here.
Oh God. Well, let's do it. And I'm going to
Judge
go.
Herman on the bench.
Judge Hyman. Sorry,
May,
Judge Hyman.
and when I gave him.
And some
sent
other
what
things that I
told
don't
him-
know what's going
Sent
on.
him the letter stating that his illegal eviction attempt of putting me out in 7 days. I sent the June.
Does Sam
check.
got a bomb?
He told me, he gave it back. He said, I don't want any money from you. I just want you to leave.
God, I love
And
this
he
guy.
wouldn't accept it.
Okay, so you paid
Hey, Jed.
April,
May, and
May,
June,
He's got
and
his
June. And
mask
how much
off
is the
today,
monthly?
just a
How much
face
is the rent
shield.
each month?
$500.
My
So you paid him
favorite.
$1,500.
Pardon me?
And there's
What
somebody
did
at
you
the
say?
speedway.
You're
Your Honor.
saying you paid him $1,500.
What is this
Yes,
catastrophe
yes,
on Sam's table here?
Yeah,
That's
Your
what I said.
Honor,
Is it
I
a
have
bomb?
receipts.
What is
I-
it?
What happened to the, so how much was
Why
the
is it front and center?
security
I
deposit?
don't know.
He never gave it back. He refused.
How much was it?
It was $1,000.
Does he have a face shield on today?
Yeah, just
Oh.
the shield.
It was 500 security and 500 to get in. So altogether, I gave him $1,000. The 500, which I stated in my complaint, after the 45 days, I was told by legal advice that after 45 days, it doubled.
Traffic and
But
weather.
he
you gotta be over.
refused any money
ahead.
from me after that. He gave the money back.
Oh,
And he
okay, all right, all right. So altogether, are you saying you gave him $2,000? That's all you gave him for the whole time?
Yes, sir.
It's not correct.
Well, sir.
And what are you saying? What are you saying, Mr. Barker? You don't agree with that figure?
No, she moved in April 2021. She paid $500 deposit and $500 for April rent. She paid May rent of $500. In June, we had the falling out and I asked her to move. She gave me a check for $500 for June, but my attorney advised me to give her that check back, which I did. And she never paid anything after that until she moved. And she never gave
So
any
you're
notice
saying
to
she
move.
gave-
She just sent me a
So
check.
you're saying she gave you, $1,500 altogether, including the deposit.
April, May, and a deposit. That's correct.
So that's $1,500.
He refused the June payment. He gave it back.
I understand that. I got it. Everybody agrees. You both agree that he refused the June payment. All right. Were the receipts issued for this?
No, he doesn't give receipts. I have my money order, but he doesn't give
All right.
receipts.
So
I pay him in
wait a minute.
love.
So Mr. Barker, do you still have the security deposit?
Yes.
Okay.
He's gonna sharpen a lawnmower blade.
Your Honor, may I speak?
No, I'm just trying to, I got a better picture of what's going on.
Are we gonna snake something in a minute? Judge is
First attorney served us
fired up.
papers in June, but we never got the follow-up papers to go to court. So we continued to sit waiting for the follow-up papers to go to court, which we never got. Until
All right, so let me ask this question. No, was there ever an eviction order issued by the court?
Yes, sir. That was in October or November.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
What judge?
Pardon me?
What judge?
Judge Gwynn.
He's
And
mad.
Judge
boy.
Gwynn is the one that told me to come to your court. He told me to
Was
file
this
a case.
issue, wait a minute. I need that file. I need that file brought over here. Was this issue raised about who who doesn't own the property and a lack of a rental license? Was that raised
No,
during
sir,
the landlord-tenant case?
no, because Judge Gwynn never required his attorney to file the lease. There was no lease in the case. And when I talked to Judge Gwynn about how this man had abused us, Judge Gwynn said, I don't know who you're talking about. He told me to take the case to court. That's why I'm in your court now. That's the reason why I'm in your court now. Judge Gwynn told me to bring the case to court against Jeffrey Barker.
Wait a minute. Hang on.
I think she's confused about what document you're referring to, Judge.
All right. In the Judge Gwynn case, Betty Barker versus Carolyn Brazel, the case was dismissed.
Maybe the snake has done something.
Yes, sir.
It's the
So there never
exhibit
was,
A.
a court order evicting.
Snake killed somebody.
Well, I don't know, sir. His attorney said for me to be out by October 25th and I was out. And I had written to Judge Odette and to explain to him that I knew that I was not being treated fairly in the court system because Jeffrey Barker's attorney didn't have a copy of the lease, and my case went all the way through the court with the wrong name, and my mail was returned back to the court because I wasn't getting notification of the court hearings.
Speaking of notifications,
and until
make sure you subscribe with notifications on.
Judge Gwynn threw out
this
the
video.
landlord-tenant case I've got a copy of the Register of Actions. I'm looking at it. It was dismissed without prejudice on November 24th.
I was out on October the 25th.
That's all the judge knows.
Okay, well,
And I have
so
a
you never
copy of-
actually, so it's not, so you left of your own volition.
No, sir,
There was
I
no
did
court
not.
order.
I did not. I went to court and
Did you?
I met
Yes,
with
yeah.
the legal aid attorneys and his attorney Carter, Mr. Carter, and they decided on a date that I had to leave. And they said I had to be out, and if I wasn't out on the 25th, they were going to get a writ and throw me out, sir.
On the 25th of what month?
October.
Ma'am,
J-Mac, do that and tell all your friends.
I'm looking at the Register of
At least
Actions.
50 of them or 100.
The case
Whatever you
got
Come back
filed
at 405
on
East.
September 8th.
Or we got a chase.
There was a trial scheduled for
Yeah, of course.
September 22nd.
This guy's just great.
It said a dismissal was to be filed. So then, I guess
Oh,
October
You see the
1st,
two guys, the
somebody's
guy on the
notice to
computer and the
appear
guy
is
with the
returned. I've seen that
snake over
before.
here
Yeah.
are
Yes,
getting
because
each
So
I
other.
then
did.
November,
I
so then November
can't
2nd,
wait to see.
or November 17th, there was supposed to be a termination of tenancy trial.
Hello, Jim.
On November 17th,
Who's handsome?
Oh, yeah,
looks
just
like there
point
was
to
a
that.
trial held,
I like that idea, actually.
but then there was no
Or,
lease.
hear
So
me
it
out.
looks like the lease got
Tattoo
filed
across the
November
forehead.
23rd, and then
That
on the
would work
24th,
too.
the case got thrown out of November.
He looks great with that shield
So
on. It
what I'm
fits him
saying to
perfect.
you is the judge didn't get a writ.
It's like he's
Whatever
going
you guys
for
worked
the
out
riot
was
team.
some kind of a side deal, I guess.
I guess so. I don't know what was going on.
Okay.
I don't know. But
If he
All right,
wasn't
well,
behind
I wasn't
glass
allowed
or
to-
plastic already,
Ma'am, you didn't ask to have an attorney or legal services to represent you?
They were there. They're the ones that did this.
Well, they didn't file an appearance.
Well, they were there
They haven't
because
filed a losers.
Who
They
was your
haven't been
attorney,
filing
ma'am?
An actual appearance, Judge, on any of those cases they're appearing for in front of you.
Okay.
That's part of why we don't.
Pamela, no, but I'll ask you.
Gotcha.
so
Well,
He's
before
upstairs.
I filed
okay,
the
but ma'am,
Might take her a while to answer though.
It might.
Beyond the $1,500 or $2,000, we got to get those figures straight. Why would you figure that you're entitled to more than that?
Because the assistant director of legal services told me that this man was collecting rent illegally and that they had devised a law where the landlords who are not legal cannot go to court and.
Am I
file
right
to
in
get
assuming that
money
this
from
is
the
with
person
Carolyn right now and not these
property's
guys?
not legal. But let me explain to you why I sat there.
Or
He
they have
had
something to
it-
do with this?
Well, the guy she's the landlord,
by-
you can't see him.
okay,
He's
by
on the
what
phone.
law
oh,
or
okay.
statute are you entitled
Was it the
to
Speedway gas station?
more than what
I don't
you
know.
paid?
I'm looking
Tell
forward
me
to
that.
finding out though, and hopefully him having to get on camera.
They're saying it's one of those
Well,
snakes
according
that
to
get out of the
legal
drain
aid,
and unclog the poop.
The property was
and
not
things.
legal.
Sanitary napkins.
Okay, that's according to them. The property.
We know there was no license. We know that.
All right, so let me,
okay.
if
But
you
she
would
said
let
she
me
already moved
explain.
out.
He
So I
had
don't-
hired Attorney Cotton. Attorney Cotton sent me a letter with a 30-day notice. After the 30 days expired, I awaited the paperwork to go to court. I never got that paperwork, so I continued to sit and wait to go to court. And I never got the paperwork to go to court until I received the paperwork from actually the process server through the process for
We in Detroit.
in my mailbox.
Flint,
And I went to get the mail one day and found it stuffed
Thank
in
you,
my
Jules.
mailbox. And that's when I realized that I would have to go to court. I didn't know before then, but all this time I was sitting there
Better
awaiting
look at
my
what this
day
is.
in court, which I never got.
Okay, but giving you a
Sam's Deli's going
30-day
to check the
notice,
traffic
if they
and
don't
weather.
file a case, you're allowed to say.
Yes.
Okay, so,
But he-
okay, so.
But he said that in mediation, he said that in the exchange of the lawyers, he didn't know what was going on with this case.
Tell her we
He
say
didn't
have
know
a safe trip. Thank you,
Mr.
Danny.
Cotton had turned his
Wow.
case over to Mr. Carter, and that's where the
Jealous.
mix-up came up and all of that.
Sounds like fun.
Okay, but
She
how
want me
does
to
that
go.
entitle you to money?
Oh, she's suing him for
You
some
continue
money.
to live there. So how does that entitle you?
But
to
yet
money?
she's
Yes,
behind?
I did. I continued to live there
She got
because
kicked
I was
out.
waiting
So
for
how
my
does
day.
how does the fact that they didn't file the case entitle you to get money?
Yeah,
Because
like
he went
nothing.
Well, he said he didn't want money. I've gotten text message in there telling me
This is
he
weird.
doesn't want any money. He just wanted me out. He wanted me to just leave. He said he didn't want money.
Listen to me, ma'am. Listen to me.
Okay.
Let's assume for the sake of argument
It was a whole inch. It's gone now, though.
that
It's still snowing.
you should get either 1,500 or 2,000, you know, we got to figure that out. But let's assume that you should get back what you paid them because they didn't have a rental
Please
license
listen,
or
lady.
because they didn't own the property. Whichever. I'm asking you, what happened that entitles you to more than that?
Pain and suffering, Your Honor.
Well, sir, first of all,
I'm entitled, Yana.
our eviction was one of retaliation. So we were
Welcome to
thrown
New York,
into
JJ.
homelessness because he was angry with me for challenging him. We were that eviction was
challenge.
about retaliation. So
Jump.
we were
Okay, all right,
thrown into homelessness because he didn't like the fact that I was going to call in a licensed furnace man to repair the furnace after we were without heat for 5 days.
Oh, that sucked.
And when did you report?
That's when he
Okay,
told me to
so
get
when-
out.
All right, so when did you
Go on, get.
report?
So
when did
she
you
was
report-
exposing him, Creed.
Yeah.
The broken
Okay.
It's in it. I'll look at the index and it's in my index. Text for furnace house for 5 days, page number 6, document number 6.
Document 6.
Yes.
Okay,
Well, she sounds crazy.
hang on.
The head landlord was just sitting there just listening. I'm still here. Let me talk.
Judge, when that actor takes the stage, we just gonna cut court, right? Watch that again.
Just give me the money.
I like how Judge is so worked up.
I'm
He's
not
hitting his
seeing it.
table there.
You mean with the red tag? The red tag?
Number 6.
The-
It
the-
says the
The
text
picture with the
message.
red tag from consumers?
No, sir, it's on page number 6. It's a text
Okay.
message.
Not to yell at her. Get ready.
There's a text message there that I sent to him.
Hang on. I guess I'm not
Man.
seeing it because you have these documents, you know, kind of in a weird order. You don't have it numbered in one packet.
Do you have, I had an index I put there for you. You don't see the index? I did file an index.
That's if, I don't want to reopen his envelope. I'm gonna go with the envelope that's open. What's the date you sent the text message?
Text
Miniature
message
golf,
was
Jim.
sent,
Hell yeah, I do.
Every day, bud.
June the 6th, 21.
Just like the
June
mini golf
6th.
these days.
Yeah.
As you are aware, we have been without heat since Wednesday night, June 2nd, a total of 5
Are you
nights.
inviting me to play golf,
Just
Jim?
inform
Is
you
that what
that if
you're
you do
doing?
not send Terry Allen or another licensed plumbing heating company of your choice within, I'll call them and deduct the amount charged for rent. Okay.
Can I be allowed to respond to that?
Please do.
Filibuster.
Go ahead.
Hey, Carrie. It's cold and
The heat,
snowy.
first of all, the first went
Got 'em.
out in the first week of June at some point. I don't know exactly the day. She called to tell me that it had gone out. So I immediately sent
Giving
someone
Alice
out.
the meat.
They fixed the furnace. However, during the evening, it went out again. He came back the next day. He replaced the circuit board on the furnace, and there have been no
Street grain?
problems since.
Yeah, none of that is true.
Let me ask this, let me ask a question. When did you make the report
no
to the
loud.
building inspector?
Let's see. Whatever day,
This
just a minute.
the snake is going to testify here in a minute, so be ready.
Because I
It's gonna
told
get
him that
crazy.
I was going to go to the building inspector due to these things that were going on. I
Was
believe
that in
it's
June?
been the
I think
15th, so I
that's it,
must
JJ.
call. They came out the same day that I called.
Okay.
June 6th.
And at that
Ugh.
time, they,
All right, so you're saying based on retaliation,
Happy birthday.
you're entitled to more than just what they did.
Happy birthday.
That's your argument.
well, we were, he
probably.
put us in the street, but we had no place to go because he didn't like what I said to him.
There you go, Jim. That's more my speed. We're par 3.
Yeah, I'm playing on anything.
I'm almost
Or
80 years.
12,
Mr.
14,
Barker,
whatever.
Mr. Barker,
Yeah.
you seem
Yeah.
not to acknowledge, you seem not to be acknowledging, and Ms. Barker's not saying anything, but you seem not to acknowledge
The
that the
lamb?
building inspector
And
cited this property for several violations.
No, the building inspector,
Including the furnace.
the building inspector came out
Very true,
concerning the
Guinea.
door. And so she
I did.
texted me concerning the door.
Custom.
I never got the text message.
Flames
and
on
she
it.
never called me. So I received a message from the building and safety inspections department. As soon as I got that message, I
We do it
promptly
all,
went out
James.
there and
We're
fixed
horse
both
for money.
doors. I was there no more
May
than
not
maybe
look
20
pretty.
minutes, and that was taken care of.
That's not
So
so.
that was the only complaint. There was nothing about anything else.
That's not so, sir.
Okay, all right.
Your Honor, if you look at
But
the
you
report,
acknowledge, okay. So the building inspecting people did tell you that a complaint had been filed in June, right?
It's so hard to get anything
Yeah,
done in
and
this
as soon as
courtroom.
I learned
feel
of
like.
that, I went out to the
No.
building and fixed both doors, and that was the end of the matter.
sir, that's not true. Mr. Ryder had to make him. Mr. Reed
It's
had
almost
to
like they
force
find the
him to come
craziest
out there and
people,
fix
though,
that door.
like in
Send
the
them
court
to
system
him.
and say,
only
yeah,
that,
send him over to
Your
Harmon.
Honor,
He'll take care of it.
When they sent they told me what day.
I mean,
they sent
every
the
single, there's never any
notification
cut
out
and
to
dry stuff
He
with these
did not
cases.
come out at all.
Ever.
He never came until
You must
I
have
until
a lady
that door
yesterday that
fell
said
off,
she
and
was
Mr.
involved.
Ryder said
She's
to
the
me,
victim
he
of a
said, I
murder.
will condemn the place. I called, it fell on the 21st.
She said, can't be
So I
the
put a
victim of a
ladder, I
murder
got a
case. She's
picture
still
of
alive.
that evidence. I put a ladder up there so that we could hear in case someone tried to enter the property. That was the 21st. The
Hello, Walter,
22nd,
welcome.
that was because it was too
Walter.
late to contact the city inspector. So the 22nd, I called and Mr. Ryder called me back on the 23rd. And he says, I'm gonna get somebody out there today, which was Wednesday. He said, or I will condemn the place. Well, Jeffrey did not come out on that day. He didn't come
Those
until Thursday.
pictures,
Now, the door fell
Robbie's
off on
nuts he sent
Monday.
you.
He came out there. He said he
have
was
to
there
double check on
half an
that.
hour. No, he's not telling the truth. He was there for a very long time because he struggled. He had to keep leaving, going to the hardware store, getting screws.
Thank you, Lewis.
He was there for a very
That's
long
not
time.
true.
So that's not true.
Well,
I have,
listen, you guys.
Your Honor, he's a
listen,
shit
none of that really
carpenter.
matters,
all
okay?
right.
That doesn't matter.
But what
You're
matters is
focusing in
that
on stuff- You're focusing in on stuff that really doesn't matter.
we
Here's the
suffered.
thing.
We suffered. We were cold. I have arthritis in my knees and my spine, and we were cold all those days. We had no heat.
It was June.
The city inspector
It was June.
telling- one of those nights it was 40 degrees. The city
was
inspector
June,
report
lady.
will tell you that they included the furnace in that. Then that inspection, they wanted him
What
to
are we
have
doing?
that furnace.
What are we doing?
Listen.
Hey, guys, like you touched that with your hand.
And he had the cap removed from the furnace as
like
well, so there was no gas,
You touched the shit stick.
I
so
like
we
this
couldn't
guy.
get heat.
It's June.
So both consumers and the city inspector brought that to my attention, that the cap had been removed for the gas from the furnace.
Okay. Well,
we're waiting.
She's another one that just, she has that look in her on her face, like she's just determined that every single thing that's coming out of her mouth she is right about. You're stupid to think anyway different.
I'm trying to see
Okay.
what the weather
Well,
was that day.
Hang on.
He
Got down
never
to
did
40.
anything about the furnace that they cited. He never sent anyone out. It's his handyman that he had doing these things. And he told
Poor
that it was
Carolyn.
corrected when at first when the handyman came out, that was not so, sir. And we were inhaling fumes from burnt wires. That
No way,
handyman,
Eric.
and when I told the handyman he did not fix the furnace, he slammed the door and damaged it. That's why it fell off later on. And that was the reason why I said I would pay to have someone licensed to come out, because we were without heat for 5 days. It's in the text message, so if it was fixed, I wouldn't have sent the text message.
The hell was that noise?
Cold. I think the landlord is driving around
I
near some
called
people with some.
a city council person, Eva Worthing, and she said.
Okay, the
she
weather
said
on
all their
June
properties should be
6th
inspected. She
Flint,
says, 'cause
Michigan
no one should have to
was
suffer like
50
you're suffering.
degrees of a
She
high,
said they had a
low of
new ordinance where
39, and
rental
it was in the
properties now be
here today, the next 3 days after that, and a couple of nights that it was freezing.
Okay.
In
Well,
June. That's why you don't live in Michigan.
Nope. Wait a minute. I am so sorry. It didn't refresh the way it was supposed to. It was 89
No.
that day.
Oh, are you looking at current temperatures?
I was looking at current temperatures for yeah. So 29 was the high, 70 was the low. It was in the 80s all week.
Rightfully
and
so in June.
Never went below 70 for several days.
Well, I wish Herman would look that up.
All he's got to do is go to the weather.com.
God bless. And that's why the guy says it was June.
The furnace. Your Honor, I ran the furnace year round. I never cut my furnace off.
Well,
a nice
okay.
Sweltering
Let's
82.
assume, for the sake of arguments, that they filed the eviction case because they were retaliating against you complaining about the conditions. Let's assume that that's the case. Because you know, first of all, Mr. Barker and Ms. Barker, you know,
I don't know.
do you
I don't
have
know.
a reason do you have a reason that you could state other than the fact that she complained for why you filed the eviction case in September? On September
Blankets
8th?
are cold. Blankets are very expensive. Your Honor.
I had no contact with my attorney. My attorney was initially Glenn Cotton, and he left private practice without saying anything. I finally made contact with him, and he explained to me that he had turned my case over to Vincent Carter. I spoke to Mr. Carter maybe twice, and after that, I had no contact with him at all. I had no idea what was going on with my case. There was no communication verbally or any, written correspondence.
Okay, but what I'm asking you is, you filed on your behalf a eviction case in September. Now, is there a reason why he filed for an eviction case other than the fact that she complained to the building inspection or Consumers Power or anything like that?
Consumers Power?
No, it was not retaliation whatsoever.
I was just tired
Well,
of
then what would
shit,
be
Your
the
Honor.
explanation?
Well, when the furnace went bad, as she said, I sent my guy out. He fixed it. Overnight, it went out. So apparently, she had a meltdown, and so he came back the next day and put a circuit board on it and got it going. So we had a conversation. So I explained to her that we had been in this business for the better part of 4 decades, and that we knew what we were doing. We can handle matters, and she just needed to have faith and trust in us. And her response was she didn't trust me. So I assumed that to mean she was going to move out. So then she responded, but no, she wasn't going to move out, that I was going to have to evict her. So that's how it all started. And that was in June.
When it was
There was
80.
no indication that I was going to move out, Your Honor. When I told him I would call someone licensed to repair the furnace, that's when he told me if I didn't
Okay.
like the way he
All right.
conducted business to
But
get out.
let me explain this.
What? He's within his right to ask her to leave no matter what, right? You don't have to have probable
When
cause to ask
a
somebody to
case
leave
is
your
brought,
property.
it was brought as a termination of tenancy case. When a termination of tenancy case is brought
When you don't
within-
pay, right?
Let me just, within 90 days of when these complaints are made, there's a presumption that
that's crazy.
there's a presumption
pre-planning a
that
power
it is
blackout.
done
Yeah, like they were doing in Texas and stuff at one point. Remember when?
retaliation.
Why did they do that? They were doing?
When the complaint came more than 90 days before the landlord acted.
What's the
or
Were
when
they
the
doing that
complaint or other action
for a while so
dismissed,
you wouldn't have
the
the
landlord
rolling
gets the
power
benefit
outages?
of a
They
presumption
plan them ahead of time.
against retaliation, and the burden of proof on retaliation shifts to the tenant. So here, we're within the 90
that idea.
days. The building inspection is June 15th. The landlord-tenant
Kim would
case
lose
was
his
filed
mind.
September 8th. So we're close to 90 days, but we're within the 90 days.
Is she even listening to him?
I don't think so. I think she's checked out.
You
like
understand what I'm saying?
Sam has in
The
the
two of
land.
you?
Hello.
No,
She got the
like I
best
said,
hair for an
the case
old
was
lady
filed
I've ever
by,
seen.
well,
It's a
no, I
wig.
guess it was a screw up on the part of the attorneys, and I had no communication with them. So I have no
Well,
idea
that's
what
not,
was
but
done
that's
and
not,
when it was done.
okay.
Wait until the
All
end.
right, so that's
JJ.
your explanation.
She's waiting.
I mean, if that's your explanation, that's your explanation.
License for him.
Well, I had no contact with the
Right.
attorney, but she was asked to move initially in June.
Oof, I can imagine that, man.
That's what I was
Well, I
thinking.
understand all
There
that.
you go.
I understand all that, but look, there's a state law, MCLA 600.5720 subsection 2 reads if a defendant who alleges, we're talking about like in a landlord-tenant case. If a defendant who alleges retaliatory termination of the tenancy shows that within 90 days before the commencement of the summary proceedings, the defendant attempted to secure or enforce rights against the plaintiff or to
You don't get out
complain
much,
against
D.
the plaintiff
know,
as provided in subsection
beautiful hair.
1A, B, C, blah, 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 by means of official action or through a court or governmental agency, blah, 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 blah. If the defendant's alleged attempt to secure or enforce rights or to complain against the plaintiff
I was gonna ask her
occurred
what
more
kind of
than
shampoo
90
she
days before the commencement of the proceedings, the presumption goes, it's a shifting presumption. We're here under 90 days. So that means the presumption is that it is retaliatory unless the landlord can give a reason that's non-retaliatory that would overcome that burden. If your lawyer had waited 2 weeks later, we wouldn't have to, the burden would be on her to prove that it was retaliatory. You understand what I'm saying?
I do, but the reason I asked her, that she needed to have trust.
setting the table for him to lose.
Trust, you don't have a relationship. So I assume
That's in June. That's in June. That's in June.
Right.
I'm talking about in September.
I had no knowledge of anything going on during that time. I had no contact with Vincent Carter.
Well, okay. Well, that's, I can't help you on that.
Understood.
I can't help you on that. What?
I say I understand.
What?
Okay. But ma'am, the defense of retaliatory eviction certainly entitles you to stay in the property. But how does that do to more than what you paid out?
He asked her this question
can't
already
answer
once.
that. All I know is that I was told that when all of this was going on, that he was not entitled to rent because of the property not being illegal.
I'm not disagreeing with that.
That's all.
That's fine.
I will do so, D.
That's fine.
I don't know anything else to tell you except I was told that week. I was given that legal advice.
Okay. All right, Mr. Barker or Ms. Barker, whoever, you didn't
Ms.
submit.
Barker don't know.
Did you submit an evidence packet?
Yes, I did.
Well, I don't have it.
I figured she had it.
Well, all I have is what's attached to your motion. Okay, I don't see anything in here, and that's talking about the deeds and all that. Do you have anything that talks about how much she paid you?
You mean in rent?
Yeah. And security deposit.
You cut out.
Rent and security deposit.
Yes, rent and security. So she moved in
She's
April
saying
2021.
2,000, you say, she's saying 2,000, you're saying 15.
She's including June, which I returned to her on advice of my attorney. So the actual money that she paid was April and May and a security deposit. So you're looking at $1,500 in total.
So I do. That's what we
You
did.
have
Lynn.
receipts, copies of receipts.
I can show them.
He doesn't give you receipts, sir.
Is that true that you didn't give her receipts?
No, I have no receipts from him.
I'm asking him.
You're going back over a year. I'm not, I cannot conclusively say if I did or I didn't.
Why would you give her
that long ago.
It's not over a year. It's June. July, or okay, April, okay, May, it is April.
April and May, yeah.
All right,
so
that's
June,
a year. You're right, it's a year. Okay, well.
But I do acknowledge that she paid April and May.
And he gave her June back.
Well, he says that she paid you $2,000.
Then she
You're
broke the
saying
furnace
she
on
paid you
purpose.
$1,500.
Right.
Took
the
the
June
cap
rent,
off, I bet you.
She paid by check and I
She
returned it
says you
to
didn't
her.
give receipts. She says you didn't give receipts.
He doesn't give receipts. Any tenant that rents from him will tell you that.
And you're telling me you don't remember.
Ma'am, I've been
So,
doing
I-
this
you know, I don't think, I
for
don't,
decades.
listen. If you don't remember, you don't remember.
What's he messing with under the desk?
As I said, it's
Died
been a year ago
tying
by
his
the
shoe
time
or
it's
something. I
passed.
don't know.
Okay, well, that's fine.
So I
Is there
don't want to
anything else?
misspeak.
I and you know what? I appreciate that. And you know what? I'm not sure I swore both of you in, and I need to do that. That's
what?
Well, both of you raise your right hands to be sworn.
Hallelujah,
You solemnly
Flusha.
swear or affirm testimony you're about to give is the truth to the best of your knowledge, understanding, and belief.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
That's a big F up. Hallelujah.
That's-
What about Ms.
Flusha,
Parker?
thank you. At the
Yeah.
end of the case, after you've already testified, and his
Okay.
phone's ringing.
So,
This is wife calling. You forgot to swear him in.
sorry
Damn
about
it.
that, people.
While you're in court, Your Honor, it's usually good to mute
Probably
your
a-
phone,
Probably a
please.
spam phone call. Anyway,
He had his on yesterday.
all right.
It didn't
So I'm
say
going to
anything.
ask you
Has it
something.
on?
Ms.
You
Barker,
got that
is
text
anything that
message,
you
looked at it,
said
and replied
on
the other
here
day in court.
on the record today the truth?
They didn't hear you, Judge.
Yeah. Did you hear her?
Mr. Barker. Yes, I did.
Yes.
Mr. Barker, is everything you
Okay.
said on the record today the truth?
To
Most
the best of my knowledge, yes.
Okay.
Great answer. I love that.
Ms.
I like that. The best of my-
Brazil, is everything you said on the record today the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is the
All
Your
right,
Honor
so
got
let me
dry
ask
skin
you
and
one
lotion
more
on? What is he
question.
doing? If it,
Sir. Okay.
if it takes him that long
I'm going to
to
ask you guys one more question.
tie a
Would you
shoe,
change
we're in
any
trouble.
answers that you gave to any of my questions or any of your testimony based on me having just administered the oath today? Ms. Barker.
One moment. No. Did you hear her okay?
All right. I heard her. Mr. Barker,
Okay.
would you change any of your answers or your testimony based on the fact that you just took
What, do
the
you get a
oath
Ouija board out to
swear
talk to
tell the
her?
truth?
She
No,
sounded
but I
terrible.
would challenge some of the answers that she gave.
That's not the question.
It's probably him just saying,
No, I won't change anything I've said.
I'm asking you about you.
Yes, no, I wouldn't change anything I've said.
Okay. Ms. Brazell, would you change any of the answers or any of your testimony based on you just taking the oath here a minute ago?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, all right, fair enough. All right,
God, this judge.
all right, I am ready to make my ruling.
he knows. Oh God, this is gonna be 20 minutes. He never
Okay.
disappoints, does he?
No. It's always something.
Always.
First of all, I don't know if I need to put this in order or how we're going to do it.
How do I
First
say
of
this
all,
nicely?
Yeah. Where do I start?
Mr. Barker and Ms. Barker
And
Barker
Travis
did
Barker
not
And
have
a glass of vodka.
right to rent out this property. Well, wait a minute. Because it did not have a rental license on it during the time frame that Ms. Brazell lived there. They did not have the legal right under the Flint City ordinances to rent it out because it wasn't registered nor licensed. And
Well,
they were cited
I would
for
like
that.
to go down. I would like to go down to the building inspections department and confirm that.
It's in your packet. Just read it.
Well, I would nevertheless like to go down there and speak to them on this matter. Because this property has been in their possession for 40 some
Mr.
years.
I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to, yeah, but look, Mr. Barker, it's like a driver's license. You know, you have to renew your driver's license.
Jeremy,
every,
he's just
you know,
cracking up
4
already.
years or 6 years or whatever it is, right? So
Absolutely.
So
what
the
you're
way the
saying
rental
is it
licenses are very
expired.
similar.
So if
Rental
what you're saying is
licenses
it
are
expired
similar.
and
You've
that
got
we
to
did
renew. You got to
Well,
renew
that's a
that
possibility.
inspection.
That's a possibility. I mean, you know,
I
it has
think
not
it's
been
more than a
inspected in a few
possibility.
years.
Well, there's a report from the city that says that you didn't have it. But I tell you what, we're going to take a little pause because she's got to reset the equipment to make sure we don't get cut off in the middle. I'm going to put a resolution on the record, and then we're going to call the city and find out what the licensing history is. Okay?
Great.
So just sit tight.
No, he's just as great.
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 My goodness. You
while
want to
we're-
step away while I'll keep an eye on this from
Yeah.
the return.
While we're waiting on that, I want to jump over. There's a couple over here that look pretty interesting. I had to back up just a little bit. The ones in the middle. I'm not sure what's going on here, but let's just listen
for an
in for just a
intake.
minute and see.
Is that correct?
And now BRB. Very
He said,
quick.
"Good day, mate."
What was that one for?
That both parents were using fentanyl. And
nice.
Nakaya was present, and there was a concern of lack of supervision.
Fentanyl, you say?
Do you know who made that intake?
I don't recall.
These two are winners. Obviously, they're not on any fentanyl.
He was drunk as a skunk.
See, that's it.
So the department is aware of parents using drugs and not supervising the Kaya back in July of last year, correct?
Correct.
Allegedly. When is the first time you are aware of Mr. Zimmerman's alleged mental health condition?
It was reported to me during this intake.
CR.
When speaking with collaterals.
I will check it.
But by this intake, that's which one is that?
November 24th.
Of last year.
Yes.
When was the first incident of sexualized behavior exhibited by Nikea?
What are we watching?
I don't remember the exact.
You talking about the trash
date
truck?
on that one?
Was that last year, this year?
There was one last year, and then I got one during this investigation as well.
Yeah, Creed's put us in the catbird seat over here with this. Everybody's missing from the other courtroom, so we're kind of stuck here right now.
Is not wanting to cooperate with the Department of Safety threat?
Yes, because we can't properly assess the family.
So every person with a child who does not cooperate with you is not a fit parent.
Objection, argumentative.
Sustained.
Back to the yelling at Nikea. Do you have any reports of what was being yelled at Nikea by either the family members or the school?
No, I don't.
I hope not. Not before Creed gets back.
Was there ever physical
paperwork
violence
out.
against Nikea?
Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah, but she's got her closet open, Jim. And I mean, that screams psychopath. She's pretty pale. She's a vampire. Don't forget to like this video. We're going to be back at 4:05 with We Got a Chase. Creed's going to be
No other
showing us
questions,
around
Your
the
Honor.
basement, maybe. I don't know.
All right, thank you. Ms. Riley, and a redirect.
Just very briefly, Your Honor, thank you. I know that you were asked about the family members reporting unsupervised concerns of the child being unsupervised or playing outside by the family. Were there any other reports that you received from different sources about him being unsupervised?
Thankfully,
I don't
mercifully,
remember.
we're going to get out of that courtroom.
You guys have reached a resolution?
Yes, we have, sir.
Okay, so let me see. It says.
Yeah, I was going to say, remember with mine, you could switch
Young,
around.
On behalf of
With this setup,
Speedway,
anyways.
agrees
Yeah.
to provide Mr. Morgan with copies of statements for the period of January 2016 through 17.
Low-hanging fruit.
The address where documents are going to be sent. They agree to pay him $250 as compensation for the inconvenience.
Jared needs a
Not
wig like
responding to
Carol.
his request for documentation of late payments. And the check will be mailed by Friday, April 22nd.
Nice.
And Mr. Morgan reserves the right, after reviewing the documents from Speedway, to pursue continued legal remedies related to late payments being reported to the credit bureau. Is that what you guys have agreed to?
Speedway
Yes,
owed
Your
him
Honor, I have.
250 bones.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right.
Good news. Judge Kim just went live 5 minutes ago, but that
Oh.
takes a while for them to.
Okay,
set up and
so
stuff.
Oh, yeah. I'll be
are we doing a dismissal today? I guess I'll ask Mr. Morgan.
Yes, I guess we are, if that settlement is satisfactory. So if that includes a dismissal, yes, that is okay with me. I agree to that.
Well, I can just,
Yeah,
you know what? I can also adjourn it for, 30 days and, to make sure the check is good, although I would hope Speedway wouldn't write you a bad check or anything.
Well, I guess
Yeah,
we
that
are
was kind
doing
of
a
a-
dismissal then, yes.
Crazy one there.
I mean,
I didn't know
Speedway,
it
you
had
wouldn't
to
send
do
him a
with the
bad
kids.
check, would you?
No, sir, we would not.
Oh,
The convenience stores of Speedway wouldn't, write him a bum check. Right?
we hope, anyways.
So it's dismissed. Without prejudice,
Denied.
pursuant to agreement, to the CRC agreement.
They're falling over.
Okay? Is that satisfactory, Mr. Morgan?
Yes, it is. Thank you. Your
I'm
Honor.
telling you, you can get away with anything these days, right?
Okay, gentlemen, thank you so much.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
Yeah, it definitely takes them a while to get set up and do everything. Yeah, don't forget, please subscribe if you're new here and you like this. We do it 5 days a week at 1:00 East. We got a case, live courtroom drama. We never know what we're going to run across. And don't forget 405 East. We got a chase. I don't know if today's 2 for Tuesday or not, but we'll know soon. That's kind of a crazy one. Riley County District Court. I don't know if we've ever been over there. Is it magistrate? Let's jump over here and see,
let's see here.
what's going on until he.
I'm gonna have to take a pause because
A pause for the cause, as they say. That's the other one. Nope. Mine. No, mine. No, wait a minute. Sorry, guys, my makeshift studio here and doing everything completely different than at home. It's very odd. Very weird. It takes me a little bit to. It's going to take me a couple of days to get used to it just when we're done. That's for sure. Turn that one down. Over here. Riley County. I don't know if we've been over here or not. No volume.
He's had some burglary charges. He has a person burglary. I can't believe Mr. Bryan actually compares a burglary with this kind of offense. Burglaries normally don't involve somebody shooting somebody else. Sometimes they can, but it's just not comparable to this.
Walter, we like to mix it up as much as possible, not just
the victim in this
first
case. He was
appearance.
waving the gun around, saying, "Well, it's all your guys' fault for me having to do this." I think the bond should be raised to $300,000. I think he's highly dangerous. For the fact stated, I mean, he shot a firearm at somebody, and it shot the victim through the left hip area, came out his right side, or vice versa. I can't remember which, but it traveled completely through his body. There are several arteries that it could have hit and killed the victim in this case. So that is a deadly force in this case, and I think each bond should be increased to $300,000. So that would be our argument.
All right, thank you, Mr.
Whew,
Griffin.
did you just say 300K?
Considering the facts of this case, perhaps, and I understand you're making the motion now, Mr. Bryant, you're doing your job and arguing zealously on behalf of your client, but I'm going to deny the motion at this time.
Bobby Herbert,
virtue
by
of
the way,
fact
so
that
you're
the
talking
firearm
about
was
Herbert.
used and that several people were involved and that 2 people were
Playing
struck
for
by
the
the
Saints.
bullets, although one I think was just grazed. So we'll leave the bond where it is set at this time. Do you want to set this
2
matter for preliminary
computers,
hearing,
microphone,
Mr.
lighting, monitors, cables, headphones.
Okay, would that be part and parcel of the prelim, or do you want to set it separately?
I pieced it all together from stuff
All in
I had
one,
around the
okay.
house.
How long for this preliminary hearing, Mr. Griffin? And would we not do the immunity part first before the prelim, or part and parcel of it? It can be done at the same time.
Yeah, I think it would be done at the same time.
that makes sense to me. That's the way I've done them in the past. All right, how long for this prelim, Mr. Griffin?
I'm pretty
Sir,
sure.
I'm probably going to have several witnesses for this prelim, so I would ask to set it for at least 3 hours to give us time.
And then this is your case, Mr. Griffin?
Yeah, this is my case.
Okay, guess we need a 3-hour block, Gianna.
I'm taking a picture to send to Emily to show her that I'm working. So stop calling.
Both of those weeks? Okay, thank you, Mr. Bryant.
At least right now, obviously.
Hallelujah, Stargate. Thank you, Daniel, for 5 bones. Appreciate you.
Okay, we have the morning of June 21st. That whole morning is open.
I'm on vacation.
Oh, all right.
I'm on vacation that whole week.
All right. Guess we have to go later, Gianna.
28th all morning.
June 28th all morning.
Always. She barely calls as it is, just
It works with
when
my
we're live.
calendar. I understand that that's the soonest available, but I would object. That'll been incarcerated for over a month.
I thank you, Mr. Is that as soon as we have, Gianna? Nothing in May? Even with Judge Keppel?
Papa has June 24th at 1,
I'm on vacation.
or May 24th, sorry.
How about May 24th? Is that at 1 p.m., Jenna? May 24th at 1.
Yeah, Angie, I'm in New York.
That works for the defense. How about you, Mr. Griffin?
I'm checking my calendar.
Taking
May 24th at 1 with
Grant's
Judge Keppel.
Judge Keppel.
Cleaning
We
it
didn't
out.
set any other prelims that day
Sorry,
with
what-
Mr. Yao, did we?
What did you say? Oh, did we set any other?
No,
Mr. Yao, who did, Mr. Yao, oh, did he leave? No, he didn't leave. Who did we have?
I set all mine on June 3rd, Your Honor. June 7th and June 3rd, Your Honor.
We proposed May 24th, but because it was at 1 and it conflicted with this docket, they'll ask for a different time.
Okay.
I'll get that.
You'll take May 24th at 1?
Please.
Okay, and does that work for you, Mr. Griffin?
Yep.
Okay, so the preliminary hearing on Mr. Powell's case is now scheduled for May 24, 2022, starting at 1 p.m. But that's going to be in front of Judge Keppel. That's the judge in courtroom MO2, room 110. So, Mr. Powell, that is an in-person hearing. If you make bond, well, you'll have to be there in his courtroom, room 110, on that day, May 24th, a little more than a month from now at 1 p.m. for the preliminary hearing. 3 hours are allotted. Just a moment. Mr. Bryant, anything further for Mr. Powell?
Bond here, Mikey.
Not at this
Not
time.
at this time? Okay. All right, Mr. Powell, that's all for today, sir. You had a large amount of family here in the courtroom supporting you, sir. That speaks well of you.
Or well of the family.
But that's all we can do today,
Right,
sir.
yeah, maybe not so much you.
Okay, thank you, folks.
Anybody got 30 or 45K? Let him out, maybe? Let's see how good that family.
Yes, and go ahead and talk with them.
Did they take road change?
Let's see, Arabelle, do you have somebody with a case?
I'm not sure if we've ever
Okay.
been over here, Mikey. Do you?
No, this one in Kansas. I don't
Oh, and
believe
that would
so.
be Mr. Bryant representing them. Okay, we'll try to get somebody off of the Zoom meeting for now. I just need names.
Judge like he just woke up.
No kidding, yeah. No
And what was the
product
second
history
one?
either, Mike.
Torres, okay, Jose Torres, okay. Okay, I'm gonna get iPhone here.
Judge
and
Herman
Malone
left
Ochanda.
again.
Yeah.
He's coming back right now, but my God, how many times is he gonna leave and come back?
Is he back? We'll jump back there rather than the magistrate because it's Judge Herman. I gotta go grab a Mountain Dew. I'm dying.
Go for it.
I'll be back in just a minute. We'll jump into Judge Kim at some point. It'd be interesting. He has not really ruled completely on this yet, right?
No.
I don't think so.
You get back like if whatever you put up for your bond, yeah, you get it all back. If you put up, if you get a bail bondsman though, and say you give a bail bondsman money to get you out, you don't get that money back.
Okay, I'm ready to go back on the record in Brazil versus Barker and Barker. Okay? Now, I don't see the Barkers.
I'm here.
They're not, they're on the phone.
Oh, they're on the phone. Okay, all right, gotcha.
I saw that outfit.
Let me say this to you.
I don't think he's made
And
up his mind
I
yet.
said this before, but I think it bears repeating with a little addendum. I have denied your motion to reinstate the counterclaim because I don't think correcting the problems after the fact
The dump truck. Yeah.
I
haven't seen it. No.
addresses the issue. However, if I had granted your motion to reinstate and found that you previously owned it, you would still be exactly in the same place. In fact, maybe even more solidly so. Because if I am saying you own the property, clearly, it falls under the Landlord-Tenant Relations Act, which has been on the books since the late 60s, early 70s. Okay? You understand that?
Yes.
Okay.
He talks slow enough. I hope so.
But more importantly and more significantly, you didn't have the right to rent the property to Miss
Brazil.
Certainly not during the time frame that she
I wouldn't mess with the
was
Bob.
there. And we're talking April 9th of 2021 through October of 2021. You didn't have the right to rent it to her because you did not have an up-to-date rental license, up-to-date rental inspection. And I'm going to ask, Katrina spoke to, and I heard part of the conversation, but Katrina spoke to James at the building inspection department, the city of Flint, just a few minutes ago. So I'm going to let her go over the notes that she took, okay? And I asked James a question or two myself, but go ahead.
I forgot, I didn't write down the name, the property on Lita Avenue, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
I didn't write down the address when I was talking to James, but James informed me that the inspection, the rental license inspection or the inspection from the building inspection office expired in 2014 under Betty Barker's name. That actually expired January 23rd of 2000. Excuse me. The last inspection was January 23rd of 2012 under that license. There was an inspection done in 2021, apparently on or about June 15th, based on a complaint filed by the tenant. And then there was a letter sent by the building inspection office to Ms. Barker, October 25th of 2021, letting her know that she was in need of updating her rental license under the new ordinance that was finalized at the city of Flint.
Okay, so bottom line, the last time there was a valid rental license on this address was in 2014. That's the last time it's been updated.
Wow.
And it still isn't. He indicated on the phone that even though a letter was sent out in October of 2021, there still hasn't been an inspection to update that license. And that's the status now. And of course, all of these cover the dates that we're talking about. So based upon that, even if you own the property legally, even if there was a finding that that was the case, you weren't entitled to rent it out. Okay.
This isn't looking good.
Now, and again,
He's not doing a
let me
very good
say
job
this
of it.
again. And Mr. Barker, I'm just kind of surprised. I mean, you're sitting here talking about you're taking care of all this business. It still hasn't been fixed. It still hasn't been corrected.
Recently. Just
Sir,
recently.
they sent you a letter in October, 6 months ago.
Correct,
There's
okay.
still no license on the property. You know,
Well,
up
that
to
can be
date.
easily corrected. I'll just go down there and re-up.
They give you bottled water for
sure,
free, right?
But that's a far cry from your claims that, oh,
The license for to rent the place wasn't good
you know, there
since
was a
2014.
up-to-date
Oh
license.
my
We're talking
God.
7 years it hasn't been.
Thank you.
This isn't like this isn't
Well,
like
again-
wait a minute. This isn't like you get pulled over by the cops because they write you up for driving on their expired license when your birthday was the week before you got pulled over. We're not talking 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month, not even 1 year. We're talking 7 years. 7 years.
Right,
And-
but at that time, my mother was
and they put
handling
you-
it, and you
and
said
they
they
put-
sent out
and they
one
put
notice.
Mrs.
That's
Barker-
it.
Well,
Yeah, he
but
lost. No way
Talking
you
over
can-
the judge too. You can tell.
let
He
me
knows
tell
it.
you something.
He knows he's done.
These rental inspection license things, they have an expiration date on them, just like your driver's license does in your pocket. Okay? So the burden is on you to know when it expires, not on them to tell you that. look, I think it's great that the Secretary of State's office in Michigan, sends us in the mail something to remind us to renew our driver's license. That's great. But the fact of the matter is, it's everybody's responsibility to not be driving on an expired license. It's everybody's responsibility to renew their license. And, we're fortunately one of those states where it expires on your birthday. So, hopefully it's a date that everybody can remember. But the fact that the city didn't tell you doesn't relieve you or whoever the owners are of responsibility to have the inspection renewed. Even
the one
when
guy's on the
they
phone.
weren't doing inspections, people still had to go down there and get a license. Whether they did the inspection or not, they still had to go down there and pay the fee and get the paperwork. So you weren't entitled, and in the court's mind, he's due back $2,000.
Jay, it's always quiet on Twitter.
It was crazy there yesterday. I know.
You don't remember.
Yeah,
she says she remembers.
Be like that
getting
again,
$2
probably.
grand.
Yesterday was Twitter's
I'm going to
birthday.
rely on
She
her
said
memory.
that I returned her check. I returned her $500 check for June. She
See?
acknowledged that.
Okay.
I know the details, Judge.
You said that you didn't remember, and she said.
Well, I
that
her that
she gave-
because that's when we were
she
going
said-
through the eviction and the attorney told me not to accept it. So that I definitely remember.
Well, her testimony was that she gave you, let's see, I wrote it down.
Hello there.
She said she gave you $1,000 at the beginning. And then
right for April,
$1,500 for
and then in
April,
May
and
she gave me
$1,500 for 500 for
May.
April, 500 for May, but she gave you $1,000 at the beginning.
Exactly.
So that's $2,000.
No, it's $1,500. I returned her check for June. She did not pay anything for June. So that's
I'm
$1,500.
talking-
April and May.
He's starting to get mad a little bit.
Her rent
She
was only
said that you
$500. She lived in a-
$1,000 when she moved in. She's saying she
Yeah.
paid you rent for April of $500. She's saying she paid you rent for May of $500. You both
Listen here.
agree
Listen
that
to him.
you
Correct.
returned the June
Facts.
check. So that's $2,000.
Correct. That
Okay.
was, yes, but the June rent was returned. Yes.
You both agree on
So
that.
that's $1,500.
Everybody agrees about that. That's true.
Okay. Okay. Understood.
That's crazy cheap.
Robert, hallelujah. Thank you.
Hallelujah.
My rent's not 500.
I want you to understand. If I had even if I had reinstated the counterclaim, I would be dismissing it
Captain Happy over on the Twitch.
because, of the two issues that I've cited. Okay? So,
By the way, somebody over on Facebook, Mikey, thinks that we talk on the CB or something. He sent over this message. And it says, just curious if you're broadcasting on Channel 19 today around 1:45 p.m. If so, I copied you in Radnor, Ohio.
You paid $70 to file it.
I'm sorry. Breaker wasn't not anybody there in Radnor, Ohio. Hear me.
Breaker 2, Breaker 1.
You're muted.
Sorry, my court cost was 70.
You just gonna give her everything.
My postage was $26.98
Whoa. $26.98 for what?
for all the certifications that I sent to them. I had to send 2 sets.
Oh,
Dude, I like he throws his phone down.
And
He
another
throws things
thing-
down quite
Will
a
you
bit.
will you consider what we had to pay to be replaced in another place to prevent being homeless?
That's a hell of a good rent.
That was
Move in with Angie.
$1,800.
Ma'am, your case got dismissed. You could have stayed.
But I didn't know.
Although I'm not sure.
That's Yeah,
I'm not
okay.
sure I would want to. I'm not sure why you would want to stay if the place
Break
is
it
in
back
such
at 10 for
bad
you, buddy.
condition.
No, I wouldn't.
There's like
Okay,
80
well,
people that keep
you
coming
know,
to the snake.
What I was
Judge Glenn
told,
dismissed.
they told me I would be, they told me, Mr. Carter told the legal aid that if I didn't get out by the 25th, they were gonna do a writ and throw me out.
Well, Judge Gwen dismissed the case, so that didn't happen. Looks like you paid the process server $60 to serve them.
No, sir, I didn't pay. There's a service within Genesee County that pays for senior citizens.
How in the heck are y'all getting this?
That was
So
free.
what did you pay?
I paid the $70 to file. But the process service that I hired told me that there is some system within the county that pays for services for senior citizens because of my age.
So you didn't get a bill from the process server?
No, sir.
Our hair is not
Okay.
senior citizen.
Well, then,
Stop.
so we got $26.98 plus a $70 filing fee.
Yes, sir.
So,
Oh, he's got a calculator out, Creed.
Oh, yeah, he does. We might be getting to the end of it, though.
okay, so your court costs are $96.98.
Right?
You can't rent a trailer here now, Creed, for $1,000.
Yeah.
1,000. That's
Yeah.
how bad it's got here.
It's crazy. Everywhere, it seems. I don't know where they're finding them. We need to move where you can't drink the water.
The damages were $2,000, as I said.
Well,
That's
I
a good
thought we
point.
agreed that they had paid June's rent or had not paid June's rent.
Yeah.
Sir, I went
Yeah,
over this
Lisa.
with you
Yeah.
2 times, really 3 times.
Look at him looking at the camera.
You know, I don't understand why you, let me just say this to you. You should be issuing people receipts. You're renting out property. I don't even understand why that is not
Well,
your
that's
standard
the
practice.
dumbest thing I've ever heard.
He doesn't
I
give
didn't
me.
say that is my standard practice.
Well, then why is it that you're unable to tell me or remember if you gave her a receipt?
Well, we're going back a year. I mean, I may have, I may not have. I'm not going to sit here.
Then
and,
it's
like I
not a
said, I do
practice
not
of
wanna
yours if
misspeak
you
in
may or
court.
may not have.
But she
Okay.
did, I did not return the $500 check for June. That I remember because that was on the advice of my attorney at the time. So I only accepted from her April, May, and the deposit. So that's a total of $1,500.
Well, too bad he's going to give her more than that. So hold on to your ass. He's going to come out with a way different number.
Okay, are you paying this in a lump sum or are you going to do installments? What are you going to do?
I could pay it in installments.
Sir, he's able to pay it in love. If he can drive a Range Rover, he can certainly pay me.
I was thinking the same thing, but that's kind of funny. That's a smart thing to say.
All right.
Though. You don't want to say you got that cash,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Well, look, ma'am.
It's not for you to
maybe
decide, ma'am. In
The
other
car
words,
is paid for.
Is he indigent now all of a sudden?
Maybe his car is paid for.
I mean,
I want to make sure we get the right address here. You both
I mean, he
are
makes
at
a
3040
point.
Parkside?
Still,
No. That's my mom's address. You can do it. You can mail it to a post office box.
No. What's your address, Mr. Barker?
1901 Colchester Road, Flint, 48503.
Spell
somebody
Colchester.
Google map that and see what it looks like, please.
COLCHESTER Road.
Real quick, just want to show you. Judge Terry is there. Oops, I keep clicking the wrong damn
Correct, off Miller Road.
Okay.
Yeah.
By the way, here's
Yeah, I know
Mr.
where
Barker
okay.
in his Range Rover laughing as he
Are we
goes
neighbors?
down the
And
street.
that's 07 or 03?
Yeah.
Might be paid off.
48503.
Okay. All right. So, look, if you were going to pay it in installments, I mean, look, I don't want to have a whole big argument about the amount of the installment. So, I mean, I could just leave it where if the judgment is not paid within 30 days of the date of the judgment, or if any installment payment plan is not approved by the court within this time, you must pay the judgment in full or disclose to the court and plaintiff in writing your place of employment and the location of your accounts in all banks, savings and loan associations, or credit unions.
Well, good luck with that, bud. Because if you got any money in debate, they're gonna say, "Well, just give us that." Better claim bankruptcy tomorrow.
This is what I was trying to give you as a quick tease. G-Pot in the house, and Lisa.
All right, Jesus.
Is
Terry,
around.
right.
We'll jump there and finish up after we figured this. Do you remember how long ago it was when the Judge Herman says, "Okay,
yeah,
we're done"?
You cut out for a while.
Okay,
Were
I
you
was
speaking?
just
30 minutes.
At least,
I was
right?
just saying that if it's not paid in full, because I don't want to sit here, I've got other cases, I don't want to sit here and have a whole big discussion about how much you're going to pay. So.
Okay, so
if-
it's going to be
so
paid installments, so how
basically-
much time frame, what's the time frame for the installments?
No, listen, seems to be reluctant to agree.
He's
to
moving
installments.
things. Sam is, and his boobs are much smaller.
That's right.
So what I'm trying to say.
Is he
what I'm
listing
trying
it
to
for
say
sale
to you
online?
is,
Okay. Is he taking pictures
if you
of?
don't want to
Yeah.
pay, if you
It's gonna be on
guys can't
Facebook
agree
Marketplace in
on
Flint soon.
how much the installments are,
Yes.
then, you know, you have the right,
WTF.
Mr. Barker, to petition the court to ask me to set up installment payments.
Okay.
But of course,
Have
you
we
know, you
figured
gotta-
out what
you gotta
Sam is
fill
there
out,
for even?
No clue.
a form. file with the
Speedway had
court.
cut a
He
check
has
at
to be
some
given
point.
Notice.
Yeah, they gave 250
And,
to
Right. You know, we have to, you know, we may have
Sounds
to
like
have
a
a
lot of work.
hearing.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of work.
Your Honor,
it's not that-
did you say after 30 days he would have to give the his bank account information and so forth?
Yeah, you could ask for a creditor's exam.
Yes.
We're
I
gonna
would
send
like-
you each a brochure. We're gonna send you each a brochure on how the judgment can be collected.
Well, if he
How
hasn't
to
paid
act
within the
in
30
court.
days, I will ask for that information on his banking, his
It's far too
institution.
much for that snake. I say $35.
Okay.
Well, from what you're saying is, in order to get on an installment plan, that I would have to go through all these procedures and steps. Is that what you're saying? I would have to petition
If
the
you come
court.
out with hey, Mr. Barker, if you come out with a number that she is okay with right now, and I'm giving you guys
Yeah,
about 30 more seconds of my time, then we're okay.
All right, I'll
But if
do
she
it.
doesn't want to agree,
About if I pay a $500 a month.
No, sir, that's not acceptable.
No.
Your Honor, if you look into,
okay.
if you look into.
I'm
the-
not, ma'am, I'm not giving you guys any more time.
All right, I'm not accepting the 500.
I'm sending you a
month, sir, so I
brochure,
will-
Carol.
Whatever it takes to go after his information of his banking institution, I'll have to do that.
Ooh.
You have a better offer than that, Mr. Barker?
Look, just to save the time, I'll just go ahead and pay it. You know, I've had enough.
Ah, she
What
wanted
was the total? 1,596 or something? What was the total?
2,096.98.
$2,096.98.
But I thought the June rent was going to be taken off since she never paid it.
Oh my God, I've gone through that 4 times with you.
Well, you're saying just because I didn't get, she acknowledged that she didn't, I gave her back the check.
Oh Lord. I'm not going there. All right. We're gonna mail the judgment to you guys. Good luck.
Oh, he's
Thank you, Your Honor, and
He's
if
done.
he hasn't paid 30 days, I will go after his institutional information.
That's fine. All
Thank
right,
you.
you both can disconnect now.
Thank you, Your
Watch
Honor.
your mailbox.
In other words,
Okay.
Get the hell out of
Go.
here.
Please, my God, go.
If he don't pay, I will go after his institutional institutions.
Hello, Chad. Over to Judge Terry.
Okay, so you're
F-Pod,
scheduled for an
G-Pod,
evaluation
both
on
in
May
the house,
1st.
and
I
Elisa.
hate that it's so far out, but, and then a resource
all
staffing will
red.
take place. All right,
That was
Jordan, due to
funny.
the serious nature of the offense for which you are on probation and your continued, the manner in which you're failing to comply with treatment, I have deep concerns that you are likely to reoffend and that you may be a danger to others and maybe even to yourself and the community. And so I do have to keep you detained, and hopefully we'll have a resolution to this very soon. Right? Thank you.
Oh, I thought she was talking to
You're
F-Pod.
welcome.
Thank you, Judge.
F-Pod's
Lisa.
next.
Lisa.
Another Jordan.
I wonder if Lisa needs help watering that plant.
She's been asking Flusher to come over twice a week to water.
Are you Jordan?
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, I'm Judge Terry. This is a detention hearing. You have a right to have this hearing within 2 business days of being brought in, and the purpose is to determine whether I should keep you here or if I should release you to a parent or guardian. You have a right to remain silent, and you have a right to an attorney. The attorney who's been appointed to you today has been, her name is Julie Jacobson, and she's here on Zoom with us.
Did you see Julie?
Okay,
Julie,
do we
happy
have
to
a
be
parent
here.
or guardian here for this one?
JG, I
we do
know.
not.
She was just glad to
Same.
see you.
Well,
Wasn't
let's see
Judge
what
Kim.
brings you in, Jordan.
Oh, thank God, not Judge Kim.
Vinny, be careful. Flush is going to kick you away.
Yeah, last Thursday, the 14th, at 10 p.m., Fort Worth PD were dispatched to a domestic.
You did a little plumbing, did you?
Police arrived and spoke with your mother. Mother said that you and her got into an argument over you doing some chores. You hit your mother with a closed fist in the arm, causing her pain. You then left and may have gone to a nearby hotel. While police were speaking to your mother, you came back home, told police that you got tired of mother asking you to help move furniture. You stated that your mother pushed you and told you to take a walk. You stated that you lost your temper and began hitting your mother.
The
You were
close
then
fist.
been transported here.
Take a walk.
Mediation was set for yesterday, but prior to that, it says that you refused to participate because your mother is mentally and emotionally abusive towards you. You also stated there's not enough food in the home and that your
Is there
4-year-old
ever?
siblings play with tools and power tools that are laying around the house.
Oh, that's fun. Bud, that's F-Pod, so that's a female.
She also
That's a young
also
lady.
stated that your
It's a
mother
woman.
brags about cheating on a UA and that CPS attempted to collect. So is CPS involved in this case, in this family?
All right, there is an open case.
Is anyone here from CPS?
No, I called this morning, left a message. I haven't been able to contact him.
Closed fist, even.
Punched your mom in the arm, by the way. The arm.
Fringer,
Okay.
I mean Ginger.
All right, so
Get off my lawn, Nightbot.
Told you Nightbot was here.
Oh, Nightbot's
was
here.
the father contacted?
He travels well.
Yes, Your Honor, I spoke with him today.
Okay, is he able to take the child at some point?
He is willing to take custody of her. He lives in Kansas.
Appreciate it.
His only concern is that it'll take him 8 hours to get here.
No.
But he said he'd
On a
be
plane?
willing to leave today or whenever he needs to come get her. Just wanted something in writing that shows we're allowing him to go with her. He does have legal guardianship according to him and the mother.
I think the mom or dad has red
So
hair.
why is she here with mom?
Hit.
She's been with mom,
Pat.
The dad has,
but dad
that's
has.
the one who's supposed to have
custody.
her.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna need some more information about the dad. I mean, sounds like a very difficult family situation if it's causing domestic violence in the home. And dad's supposed to have them, but doesn't, lets mom have them, knowing this stuff is going on. I don't know if I'm
Well-
comfortable. I need some more information on this one.
Yeah, and I understand. I've been working on gathering that information, so I will continue. Hopefully we can present this in a couple of days once it's clear.
Okay, because this child has no prior history. Jordan, is going with your dad something that you would want to do?
Yes, please. I've been wanting for years to live with my dad.
Why was it that you ended up here with your mom?
Our fight escalated. It wasn't about chores.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean in here. I don't want you to talk about the offense. I want you to, I mean, why did you end up living with your mom here in Texas if you're supposed to be with dad?
I've always lived with my mom. She had primary custody of me for most of my life. It's just she really doesn't want me to live with my dad because I guess because she's petty. I mean, they broke up on like bad terms.
Sorry, Jordan, let me interrupt you for a minute. Obviously I have the same information you have, but I wouldn't be surprised in this situation if perhaps they have joint custody and that's why her dad wasn't able to take her home. But I do know from speaking with Jordan, she does want to go live with her father in Kansas.
Okay, let's, Mr. Gisman, help gather some more information, and then if you guys want to set it for an out of custody or even just present it, you know,
understood,
to the court, then
I bet that's
we'll
pretty
deal with
mom.
it. But
Did the mom
Jordan,
not
you
get
need
that haircut?
to, obviously, you know,
So
your
that's
reaction is
child
not
abuse
appropriate
right there.
behavior, but you need to remain on level 1 outstanding. Okay, you've got there already. Stay there. Keep your blinders on. You never see like those horses that ride around downtown or wherever, and they've got the blinders on so they don't get distracted because they're doing their job. That's what you
Just
need to
call
do
her
here,
a horse.
okay? Because there are
Judge
many
Terry.
people back there and other girls that'll get you riled up and they'll try to, you know, poke at you and suck you in back there. You just need to follow the rules and do what you're supposed to do every day,
No
and we'll figure out a
sucking
way
in
to
from
get
the other
you
girl.
out of here into a safe and stable environment. Okay. All right.
John, I
thank you.
just want to add that the mother did state before detention hearings that she was okay with her going to live with her father as well.
Yeah, that's what I saw in your notes. So,
It sounds like if the
we'll see what
lawyer
happens.
would have done just
all
a
right, we'll try to
little
get you
bit.
out of here as soon as we can, Jordan. With the information I have, I'm comfortable with that as long as I know it's a safe and stable place.
Okay.
That's right. None of that or that. Exactly. Hey, I hate to do this. However, we're at the 2-hour mark. I got a row.
Send video to
I just want to see real quick some of this. What's going on?
Oh, yeah.
Well, let's talk about that. If you guys have video that you're going to present, what you're going to have to do is to.
I'll tell you what,
download
I'm going to
this
say bye.
onto
I'll
a
see you for
flash
the chase. You edit, hang out.
Yep.
Take your time.
And
All right.
My
See everybody at
IT
4:05.
guy is going to have to, you know, check it out, you know, debug it, make sure there's no, you know, issue with it. And, you know, then it could be played in court. Now I'm hoping, you know, I can't imagine that you've got videos that are going, you know, 15 minutes or something like that, are you? I mean, what,
No.
you know, maybe a minute or two.
Maybe a minute, yeah.
Okay. Ma'am, do you have video or anything like that?
Yeah, mine is really like, if it is, it's a minute, or it's probably less than that.
Okay, well, for the copy that you send to the court, I need it on a flash drive.
Okay, so
and
not
you need to
getting
send a
anywhere with
copy
this
to
one.
each other.
They
On flash
apparently
drive?
has something to do with them snaking something.
All right. If you guys, you know,
Snake.
want to email video to each other, I'm okay with that. But I know that my IT.
Okay, so I'm not going to sit here and listen to. They're just basically setting up for their day in court. They're not even having it today, so that's fine too. Well, we'll definitely catch this on the flip side. I want to appreciate you guys for coming all in today. If you haven't already liked this video, consider doing so. If you haven't already subscribed, we'd like that. If you're ever on Facebook, please give us a follow and a share. And make sure you look for We Got a Case on YouTube. That is our case only channel. You may be subscribed to some other stuff, but it's always a good idea to be subscribed to as many as you can so you know when we go live. I think that's it. Creed said he'll be back at 4:05. I'll be back at 4:05. It's not a 2 for Tuesday. It's just a Tuesday. Until next time. Oh, it's Taco Tuesday, right? Yeah. Please remember. Bang, bang, bang. Here come the judge. Here come the judge. Here come the judge. Boom, boom. Hype. Get hype over there on the Twitch, y'all. Do it to it. Yeah. Yeah.